I'm not saying nobody did it, but I'm just saying. We were talking about free radicals, and yeah, everything just went so just blank on me there. So I'm going to continue on with the subject matter. I do apologize for all of the technical difficulties I've been experiencing over the last couple of days. It's really a strange phenomenon happening here. So we were talking about free radicals. Now that free radicals, that term came about, and we're going to jump right back into it. And thank you for sticking around through the technical difficulties. Really appreciate it. And we're going to just get back to discussion about free radicals. Someone had asked me about what free radicals were, and so we definitely want to cover that. And so it looks like I panic when I start to see some things on the screen freezing there. So just, bear with me there because it sort of sends me into a little panic there because I'm like, oh, we're going to lose it again. But back on the subject matter of free radicals. So I think I'll kind of go back to the beginning so we can cover what are free radicals, just in case you're just joining in and you think that this just started. I'll go back over. I'm Teresa T.L. Matthew. I'm the founder of Some Foods, the maker of Some Sweet. And Some Sweet helped me to kick my sugar addiction. I'm also a nutritional therapist. My practice was, the name of that was Sugar Addiction is Real, which is the name of this broadcast as well. So we were talking about free radicals, and what are free radicals? Free radicals are atoms and molecules that with an odd unpaired number of electrons, and we're going to dive into that a little bit. They can be formed when oxygen interacts with certain molecules, and many free radicals are necessary for life and are used by our body's cells to kill invading bacteria. So we were looking at free radicals. They're in our body, and our bodies create these unstable molecules through normal essential metabolic processes. For instance, when your body uses oxygen, it creates free radicals as a byproduct and as a result of oxidative stress, which we're going to look at the term oxidative stress. You can also create those free radicals as you're digesting your food. And just a side note here that overeating further increases free radicals, the production of free radicals. So as we eat, more of our cells release more activated oxygen than normal, and this it generates a higher level of free radicals. So there are ways that you can get free radicals, and that comes through your diet. But first, let's take a look at what is oxidative stress. So oxidative stress, um, oxidative stress is an imbalance between free radicals and antioxidants in your body. Now, I know we've probably heard some about antioxidants, but free radicals are oxygen containing molecules with an uneven number of electrons. And the uneven number allows them to easily react with other molecules. Let's see. So the uneven number allows them to easily react with other molecules. And free radicals can cause a large chain of chemical reactions in the body because they react so easily with the other molecules. And these reactions are called oxidation, and um, it can be both beneficial and harmful. So, and what are antioxidants? So those are molecules that can donate an electron to a free radical without making themselves unstable. So this causes the free radicals to stabilize and become less reactive. So that's why it's important that we get nutrients in our body that are that are antioxidants as well. So so what does oxidative stress do? Because this is the factor that makes the what the free radicals do that makes it so dangerous to our bodies. So oxidation is normal and it's a necessary process that takes place in our body, but oxidative stress, on the other hand, occurs when there's an imbalance between the free radical activity and the antioxidant activity. When functioning properly, free radicals can help fight off the pathogens. Remember, I told us that earlier. They help the cells to fight off harmful bacteria. And pathogens, though, that leads to infection. So when there are more free radicals in your body, just like bad bacteria, when there's more of that in your body, so when there are more free radicals present than can be kept in balance by the antioxidants, the free radicals can start to damage the fatty tissues in your body, your DNA, the proteins in your body, things like that, your lipids, and things like that. So protein and lipids and DNA make up a large part of your body. So that damage can lead to a vast number of diseases over time. And those diseases include, so let's just make sure that we are getting this here. So we're talking about free radicals, and we discussed what free radicals are, right? So knowing what free radicals are and they cause oxidative stress, we need to keep them in check. We need antioxidants in our diet, or we need to do something with our diet to make sure that we are not generating more free radicals that is necessary. So that means that, and I already told us that overeating will produce more free radicals. Okay, so but what are the diseases that your body that can happen over time if you continue to have an imbalance of free radicals? Well, that number one on the top of the list, diabetes, right? There's also atherosclerosis, or the hardening of the blood vessels, inflammatory conditions, high blood pressure, or hypertension as it's also known, neurodegenerative diseases such as Parkinson's and Alzheimer's, and they've now started to coin the term of dementia as type 3 diabetes. We'll talk about that one day, and cancers. So, and oxidative stress also contributes to aging. So we talked about what free radicals are and how it can cause injury to our cells if there are too many of them. So free radicals also, um, how does it actually start and develop? So let's take a closer look. So it begins with a surplus of LDL cholesterol, often a result of eating saturated fat-rich foods like red meat, butter, and cheese. And the LDL cholesterol burrows into the walls of our arteries. So that's how we get like one form of this oxidative stress. So once there, it goes rancid, and the scientific term of this is oxidized. And this LDL oxidation depends on a number of free radicals, mainly the type that causes the reactive oxygen species, or it's called reactive oxygen species. So, but all that technical stuff, the free radicals produced from your cholesterol buries itself into your heart, and it goes bad. It goes rancid there and oxidizes there, and it causes problems. So that's one way. How do you reduce? And what's another way that you get free radicals? So as we're talking, that mentioned fatty foods, right? So free radicals can then be found in certain types of food. So that would be fried foods. So we get that mentioned. Well, I don't know if I think I did say that, but refined carbohydrates, right? So sugar, excess sugar, sugars and sweets, alcohol. So additional foods with preservatives like sausage, bacon, salami, those produce more free radicals. Red meat is notable free radical generator, so red meats, because of the high iron content, which makes it vulnerable to oxidation. So basically, anything that would that we could put into our body that would create the oxidation or the oxidative, which will lead to oxidative stress, which will then lead to disease. But also, not just what you eat, your environment can also produce free radicals. So that includes air pollutants, which we know what air pollutants, pollution out there in the environment. You're driving, and the exhaust from vehicles and the exhaust from other other forms of things that produce exhaust, cigarette smoke, pesticides, UV rays, the ozone, you know, and industrial chemicals. Those will, or that environmental exposure will produce free radicals as well. So how you get rid of it, and how can you reduce the free radicals in your body? Well, great news is nutrition to the rescue. Nutrition to the rescue. Antioxidants. See, we already told us that earlier on. That is, so when you have free radicals or oxidative stress, you have an imbalance between the free radicals and the antioxidants. So you need more antioxidants in your diet to battle with the free radicals. So, how do you get those into your diet? You eat antioxidant rich foods. They're, and antioxidants are found in fruits, vegetables, and healthy fats. These can help neutralize the free radicals. Isn't that great news? I think that's great news. So, what do we want to look for? So, we want foods that are packed with beta carotene, lycopene, and lutein. Particularly, these are very strong aids in free radical reduction. And those foods would include foods like tomatoes, corn, Brussels sprouts, carrots, collard greens. I'm going to have some of those tonight for dinner. Collard greens, apples, mangoes, blackberries, raspberries, and strawberries. Isn't that great? There's some other foods too. I'm going to share that with us. Other antioxidant rich foods with more than one vitamin include spinach, yum yum, beets, red bell peppers, figs, blueberries, and da, 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 dark chocolate. Yes, you can have some dark chocolate. Of course, you want to make sure that that is sugar free, but dark chocolate. So, exercising regularly is another way to alleviate some of the negative effects of cell damage. And you can also take supplements, antioxidants such as vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin E, selenium, and certain phytonutrients and polyphenols. They help neutralize free radicals. So let's just take another little look at that, because the holidays are coming up, and we want to make sure that we have lots of antioxidant rich foods on the holidays, and we want to make sure that we don't overeat. Now, holidays are typically the time when people are ready, said, hey, we can overeat. This is when we can super indulge, but you don't want to do that, because if you are if you're trying to reduce free radical reduction in your body, you do not want to overeat, because overeating increases free radical production. So there's yet another reason for you to pull back from the table and eat stop when you're full at holidays. Okay. So let's take a look at what can you serve, or what should you be eating on the holidays. And we did mention some foods. So you want to make sure, how can you do this? So you want to make sure you plan your holiday menu ahead of time and incorporate these healthy foods. And keep in mind that free radical content is high in nutrient poor meals. At those that are those that are deficient in antioxidants. So what we want to do is avoid high glycemic foods, foods that are rich in refined carbohydrates and sugars. We already said that, because they're more likely to generate free radicals. You want to limit processed meats, again, like sausage, bacon, and salami, because those contain preservatives, which leads to the production of free radicals. You want to limit your red meat, and that is because it's particularly vulnerable to oxidation because of the high iron contents. We said that. Do not reuse cooking fats and oil. Okay. Heating oils and fats during cooking oxidizes them, and this generates free radicals that seep into our food. So you don't want to reuse your oil. You want to limit alcohol, because alcoholic drinks tend to be high in calories, but they can also produce free radicals in the body. So try and limit your drinks to just 1 to 2 per day. And you want to eat foods rich in antioxidants, and we mentioned those foods. Chemicals and antioxidants, remember we said those are chemicals that inhibit the oxidation of molecules by neutralizing the free radicals. So it stops them from producing the damage in your body. So also, um, cranberries are fantastic at the holiday time because it's loaded with vitamin A, C, E, and selenium, and certain phytonutrients and polyphenols. And you want to look for foods that are rich with beta carotene, lycopene, lutein. That includes broccoli flowers, alfalfa sprouts, Brussels sprouts, carrots. We already mentioned collard greens, corns, mangoes, and tomatoes. So those foods can be incorporated as side dishes, and you want to serve them at your meal. Some other fruits, some foods to consider for dessert, um, and you can have fruit for dessert instead of the really rich pies and cakes. Apples. You could make something with some apples, some great apple desserts, cantaloupe, cherries, grapefruit. That would make a great fruit salad, right? Kiwis, papayas, red grapes, blackberries. We mentioned raspberries, strawberries. Those are great. So you can make a fruit salad, put those in there. That could be the dessert, and grab some nuts. They're around the holidays. There's always lots of nuts around. So though they can be rich with in vitamin E. Sweet potatoes. We know people love their sweet potato pie, so that is a great source as well. You want to make sure that you can get some plant metabolites called flavonoids. So you want to get those. They demonstrate antioxidant functions as well. So again, so you want flavonoid rich foods that include onions, eggplant, lettuce, turnip greens. So get some turnip greens, some collard greens, and some spinach. Mix that together. Yum, yum, yum. All right. So that endives, pears, red wine. So you can have your little wine. Parsley, citrus fruits. We already mentioned all of the berries, blueberries, blackberries, raspberries, strawberries, but cherries, plums, legumes, soybeans. So there's milk, cheese, tofu, and miso. So these are rich with flavonoids. All right. So you want to also get those. So just enjoy antioxidant superfoods. You can have those as well. So prunes, plums, raisins, blueberries, cranberries, figs. Those are antioxidant rich. Oranges are plentiful around this time of the year. Pomegranates. I think we mentioned bell peppers, beets, kale. Put some kale in there with your greens, your collards, right? And if you want, you can try herbal therapy in your food. Many spices enhance the flavor of your food, so you want to enhance the flavor. So you can just try some herbs and some spices that will help to reduce oxidative stress, like ginger, grapeseed extract, ginkgo. Don't know how you would use ginkgo in cooking though, especially soul food. I don't know how you do that, but you can mix it in there, all right? Rosemary and turmeric, all right? And also just take time, have and sip some tea. There's lots of hot tea going around. Sip some tea. So when the evening comes and at the end of your day, have a warm, soothing cup of green tea, and because it's filled with polyphenols. So that's one way that you can round out your holiday eating. So what do you all think about that? Any questions, any comments? I know that, oh, I have one thing that I want to add. One of my favorite ways to get antioxidants is from eating lemons. I know a lot of people like, ooh, it's sour, 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 but I love lemons. So let me tell you lemons, because I had this up on my screen and I want to make sure that I shared this with us about lemons. If the screen will move for me, it doesn't want to move. Everything is moving slow, 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 slow. But I want to give you the nutrition facts on lemon, because I love lemon, right? So lemon, if you have one lemon weighing 58 grams, and Google what 58 grams is in ounces, okay? With one lemon weighing 58 grams, it's not going to be very big, but it has 16.8 calories, and um, it has carbs, so it's 5.41 grams of carbs, 1.45 grams are sugars, but then it's got calcium in it. So it's got 15 milligrams of calcium, 35.35 milligrams of iron. It's got magnesium, 4.6 milligrams, phosphorus, 9.3, potassium, 80 milligrams, has 0.2 micrograms of selenium. Vitamin C has got 30 micrograms of vitamin C. It's got 6.4 micrograms. I'm sorry, it's got 30 milligrams of vitamin C and 6.4 micrograms of folate. It has choline, 3 milligrams, and vitamin A, 0.6 micrograms. And then it has lutein and zeaxanthin, I don't know, of that 6.4 micrograms. So remember, we told us that lutein and selenium and these things help to fight with free radicals, and it's got both of them in there. So you really want to try and drink. You can drink some lemon juice in water, squeeze some lemon juice in water in the morning and drink it when you first get up. Drink it in the afternoon. Drink it before you go to bed at night. And that's a great way to get some powerful antioxidant. Plus, with C, it's got all that vitamin C in there as well. So, and lemon is really good for your inside, for the inside of your body and for your gut and all of that. So, what do you think about that? All right. Again, I am Teresa T. L. Matthew. I just want to thank you for joining me today. If you enjoyed this broadcast, if you caught it and you enjoyed it and you stuck around, give me a thumbs up. I can really use a thumbs up today. Give me a thumbs up, like the video, leave us a comment. I do read the comments, and I just want to thank you all so much. Again, if you are struggling with sugar addiction and you want to quit sugar, I do invite you to try Some Sweet. All right. Some Sweet helped me to kick my sugar addiction. You can get that over at sumsweet.com. That's SUMSWEET.com. Until next time, peace and blessings. Well, that's it for today's broadcast. Want to thank you all for tuning in. Go ahead and give us a thumbs up if you like this type of content. Also, comment and subscribe to all of our social medias. Peace and blessings.